Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. This is the podcast where two professional triathletes and former collegiate swimmers give you swim sets from all over the world, from pros, from coaches, who knows where, honestly, sometimes the corners of the internet. My name is Nathan Cohen. I'm a professional triathlete, and with me is Greg Harper. Greg, how are you doing? How's the body feeling post Eagle Man?
Pretty rough. Yeah, I'm doing well, but yeah, the 70.3s, man, they are so long.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if I even like it, honestly. Like, I just, I wish there was more like, yeah, non-draft Olympics or even just like there's just money in long course and Ironman and stuff. But I wish
Yeah,
Ironman was like, hey, let's do a non-draft Olympic series as well. I'd be like, dude, I'm just doing that.
that'd be sweet.
Um, I mean, obviously the swim proportion is low in the race too. And then you got the race guys like Sam Long and Trevor Foley. And you're like, all right, well,
Dude,
if you
yeah.
have to be on the bike for 2 hours, like that kind of sucks for me. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I'm doing well. And yeah, we're just here to help you guys, get better at swimming, give you some tips. And we are on the triathlon theme, and we got a set from Morgan Who Cares Pearson, Zone 2 King, as they call him.
Yeah. Who cares? But I guess we do a little bit because I screenshotted this workout from his Instagram and we're gonna talk about it. But Greg's got a really useful tip for us today. We were talking about it before we started recording, and I want you guys to put your listening ears on for this because this is
Okay,
really,
teacher.
this is
Okay,
really,
teacher Nate.
this is really important. Anyways, Greg, take it away.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the quick tip is, so this set doesn't have a warm up, so it kind of goes in the head. And I said, okay, let's give it just 1,000 warm up and be ready at the end. So as an athlete, you got to be able to get yourself ready to swim, whether you're at a swim meet and you're doing a preview warm up, or it's the day before a race, or maybe you have 15 minutes to warm up before your triathlon. What will you do in that time to make sure you're ready? So the warm up for this set is 1,000. We want you to be ready at the end. And yeah, what can you do? I mean, I always like a little breath control work and a little bit of, speed to get your heart rate up. I think getting your heart rate up a bit is important. But as the athlete, it's on you to be ready to warm up. Your coach can't hold your hand through everything you do. And that's what it's being about. And sometimes you only have 6 minutes or zero too. So,
Hmm.
you know, be adaptable to the situation. If you have a swim warm up, great. If you don't, know what to do and how to get your mind and body ready to be firing when the gun goes off.
Yeah, for sure. That's super valuable. And yeah, honestly, anything could happen. Like you could snap your goggles, have to run back to your bag, get your spare one, and then there's your warm up gone. Or they're like, oh, it's a wetsuit swim, but it's kind of hot and it's like on the bubble. So it takes you forever to put on your wetsuit because you're all sweaty. And then boom. Well, that's your warm up right there. Just put on your wetsuit when you're sweaty. But yeah, that's a great tip, Greg. And yeah, so that's the warm up for the set, you guys. 1,000 choice. Just be ready. And I would also add to that, do what you feel confident doing. I was listening to this podcast. It was like about sports performance. And they said when you're an athlete and you're warming up, it's actually good to practice things that you're good at for your like psychology going into like the match or the race or something rather than like working on something that you're maybe not that great at. So let's just say you're really good at beach starts and you're terrible at like long endurance like swimming or something, just do a few beach starts and feel super confident before the race. And that would be a lot better for you than just like doing a long, like slow swim. But yeah, so that's just a little tidbit to throw in there. And yeah, we're just gonna dive right into this set. So yeah,
Well, I'll say one thing. The mind is super important,
yeah.
right? So like you said, in psychology on the race start is kind of everything. Um, so doing something, yeah, that you like doing even it is a lot of fun. And whether that's just, oh, I'm not gonna warm up, I'm gonna like share some laughs with my mates, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe that will help you. I mean, like I'll question it, but yeah,
Yeah.
figure out what's gonna, and that's why you practice in the pool too.
Mm-hmm.
So find your routine. You don't have to perfect it on this set, but if you're like, I don't think I was quite ready, okay, next week do the same thing and try to come up with a routine that's a little bit better and more efficient and fine tune the routine over the next, month or two so you're ready to roll when racing season starts.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the great thing about practice too is you have the choice to not do 2K warm up every single day. If you know at races you're gonna get 5 minutes. So yeah. Anything else on that, or you wanna read us through this
No.
main set?
Yeah, I love sets like this that you go up in distance and you add like a set amount of time or something and it gets harder or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And that's exactly what this set is. It's a short course set. It's 6 rounds through. And Morgan says, "How many rounds are you lasting?" He's trying to get people to talk about it in his comments. But the main set is a 25 on 30, a 50 on 40, 75 on 50, and 100 on 60 seconds, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it should say 1 minute because this isn't track and you don't say 60 seconds, you say one
Yeah.
minute. But he's a track runner. We'll let it slide, but you
Yeah,
got to get
yeah.
in the right mindset, Morgan. And yeah, you add 10 seconds per 25 as you go up. So the first one's 2 minutes per 100, but the last one pace, right? And the last
Yeah.
one's 100 on the minute. So, and then you get to go back to 25 easy. So, no, I think it's a really good set. And like we said, like Nate loves to say, shifting through the gears.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say for the 25, even if you're a 40-minute 70.3 swimmer, pretty much anyone can make a 25 on the 30 seconds. And then a 50 is maybe like 50 on the 40. I would say a lot of like just solid age groupers could make a 50 on the 40. And then the 75 on the 50 is like a little bit harder. And then the 100 on the 60 is like a good swimmer, or like I feel like most pro triathletes can make 100 on the 60 short course yards.
Maybe.
Not all.
I mean, a one-off, yeah. And that's kind of the beauty of this set because if you just make it once, it's like, okay, then you could probably get up to the 100 again. And, even if you go 101 or something on the second time, and you can try to get back onto the interval. And I think if you're starting the 50 on time every round, like I think you're fair game to keep the set rolling. And maybe you start 25 on the 40 and you
Mm-hmm.
go then a 50 on 50 and a 75 on the minute and a 100 on 110, or you can do whatever you want, or you can add 15 seconds each time.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this type of set to challenge your speeds as you go through. And yeah, it's not a bad race set too, because it's like, oh, easy, like a little steady, a little like threshold, like, oh, a little bit faster, and then you settle again. And yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
you work changing the gears and the speed, and that's super important. So, you have to have 4 gears on the set, essentially, not easy and hard.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a really great point. Actually, I wanted to read through some of the comments. Like Greg said, Morgan just asked, "How many rounds are you lasting?" And then Paula Finley comments, she's like, "Can you catch up on the 25 if you miss the 100, or is it instant death?" And I just thought that's hilarious. And then Greg just said he would do as many sets as his coach tells him to. And Morgan just commented, "Beast," with a fire emoji. And, and then we got Cam Worth saying he'd maybe make the 25 cycle. But then the rest,
Classic Cam,
the
dude.
rest he would have made. Lisa Birch said she'd make solid 1 by 25. And then Ben Canute, of course, classic Ben. He's like, "I'd do 7 rounds" because Morgan did six.
Yeah.
Ben's a guy, man. He's a go one more type of guy. And then I don't know what John Reed's about. This is like the anti flex. He's like, "I would just do 0." But he like
Yeah.
did the set, and John's like an incredible athlete, John Reed.
Yeah, he
So
definitely could make 6 rounds.
yeah,
Yeah, oh, it's funny. I mean, if someone else is already commenting like, "Oh, I do this many," I'm like, I might as well just say 0.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
have you gotta have a novel comment. You read the comments, you're just like, "Oh, I gotta say something else."
yeah, for
But that's
sure.
pretty classic Cam Worth, I would say, and he's pretty funny on that regard. But he actually improved his swim quite a bit this year. Although I did put quite a dude out in the race this last weekend. Speaking of Cam Worth,
Yeah,
he caught me right at the end of the bike and I like tried to hang with him a little bit. And
nice.
he like we went around a turn and he like saw me and he just like got out of his saddle and he just attacked me so hard, dude. And I was talking to him after
Man.
the race. He's like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let this guy who just blew us apart in the swim ride my wheel back to transition." So I had to give it right back to you. And I was like,
Yeah,
"I appreciate that, Cam. Like you're a racer, dude."
dude, he has
Anyway.
some interesting tactics when it comes to swimming. I actually swam with him for 2 weeks a couple years back. Um, and we were just two of us in the lane. So we warmed up and he was like swimming on my feet the whole time during warm up. And then before the main set started, I was just like, "Hey, you want to like split the lane?" He's like, "Nah, I'm just going to swim on your feet the whole workout." So it was
That's
just
classic triathlete.
yeah, it was just two of us in the lane, but he just swam on my feet the whole workout, and I just thought it was pretty funny. But
My immediate reaction and impromptu hot take is if you just swim on someone's feet all the time, you're never gonna get better.
oh man,
That's the wrong mindset, dude. I think Cam he's improved his. I'm sure he doesn't do that as much anymore,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I if someone was swimming on my feet in warm up, I would absolutely be like, dude, get off me. Like that's a classic no in the pool, like with swimmers. Like you can't swim. You can't. I'll be like, dude, don't crowd me. Like,
yeah,
please
yeah,
stop crowding me. Probably say a bad word right before that too.
yeah. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have that problem because it would be impossible for Cam Wurf to swim on your feet during a swim warm up. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I think back to the set. I mean, this is definitely one I really want to try. Although I'm swimming long course right now, so I'll have to maybe wait for a couple months until I get back to short course. But yeah, this is solid. I feel like for ITU, like Morgan did this a little bit before the Yokohama race. Um, and it's just ITU swimming is hard, man. Like everyone's fast. It's like not like the 70.3 swims where it seems to like spread out and there's like big gaps of like minutes. It's like if you have a bad swim in ITU, like Morgan had a bad swim in quotes and he was 45 seconds back from Mark DeVay, the first place guy.
Yeah, but he didn't make the front pack
Yeah,
because of it too, right? Yeah.
exactly. So
And
it's
it's so fast at the beginning.
yeah.
So like there you have to have so much speed
Hmm.
just to even get into a good position.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was doing one of our old sets that we got sent from Australia, a set that Matt Hauser did, and the coach told me Matt was doing like 27-second 50s long course meters from a dive in this set and like 106 per 100. And I was doing that set today and I was like not close to those speeds, but I was just like, dang. And Matt Hauser, I mean, he's usually first or second out of the water at these ITU races. So he's one of the best short course swimmers. And
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think what makes those guys super good, it's like Matt could probably sprint faster, but he could probably jump up and go 27 like 15 times in a row.
Hmm.
It's like it's just no matter what, they have that speed even when they're tired. It's like anyone can do a one-off. So, even if you're going to do a set like this, it's like don't go 56 on the first 100 and
Yeah.
then not make the fourth round. Like
Hmm.
just you, pacing is super important, I think, in swimming too. And it's like you can always build the second half of a set, and it's always better to do that than like start too hot. I would say, especially because I mean, if you're training for like a specific swim race or something and you want to hit some paces and go for it, that's one thing. But in triathlon, it's about the effort day to day. So,
Hmm.
don't as we say, don't get caught up in the times and don't you know, don't swim 14 on don't swim super fast on this 25, 50, 75, and then all of a sudden you're kind of tired by the third round. It's like,
Hmm.
no, no, no. Execute the set as it's written, and you have to hold yourself back on the easy parts at the beginning, just so you can give yourself some space to work with on the back half.
Yeah. Would you say, Greg, that a lot of swimmers and triathletes go too hard on like easy intervals during swims and maybe not hard enough on like fast intervals?
I would say probably. I think that's a common amongst age group triathletes and
Hmm.
master swimmers. It's kind of like that medium all the time type of
Yeah.
situation. And yeah, I mean, I swam with like some of the best sprinters on the planet. Nathan Adrian, I swam with him in college. He won the
Hmm.
gold medal in the 100-meter free. How slow he would go in warm up would shock you. I mean, you can
Hmm.
tell he's a good swimmer, but it's like, oh, he's going really slow and easy. And then when he turns it on, he turns it on.
Yeah.
Now, that's a sprinter,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't always have to be like that, but even people get in the pool, I can tell they're working. It's like, no, no, no. You shouldn't be like kicking hard when you get in the pool. Like ease into it.
Yeah.
And there's always room. If you swim 3K or you swim 4K or you swim 5K, wait until you're 60% of the workout. Make sure you're still feeling good. Then put down some pressure if you want to go fast. But don't chase stuff in the beginning of workout and then, just go that whole medium zone the whole time. So
Yeah.
it's important. And then your pacing in the races will go better as well because you know how to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I would say a great way to make sure you go easy is like doing a set like this. Because if you do it right and you're going really hard on that 100, you're going to have to swim easy that 25, like really easy, and maybe even like you're swimming like 25 seconds for that 25. So you're only getting a couple seconds rest, but that's just like recovery. And then on the 50, you're just like smooth, you know? And that's what I like about this set is it kind of like Greg talks about this, you have to like force the swimmer to do something the right way. And this set kind of forces you to swim in those different paces, you know? Because if you really don't go easy at the beginning, you're not going to be able to go hard at the end. So, yeah.
No, totally. And maybe you're not like, oh, I'm not feeling that good. And the first 100 like is kind of a struggle. And then, okay, you do some more easy. And then you're like, okay, the second 100, oh, I'm feeling actually a little bit better. Like, and then you give the chance somewhere a chance to succeed. And like maybe they feel better as they go. So I think, yeah, I think it's a really well-rounded set. And like it keeps the swimmers engaged on the interval. Like everyone's probably doing it together. They're all watching the clock. Like it's all about just making the interval, not like hitting times. And I think triathletes do like too little of like interval based stuff. It's like, oh no, I was hitting 106s on my threshold. It's like do a bunch of hundreds on 110. Like see
Hmm.
if you can make them. I like we did so much interval chasing growing up, and I think it's a super important like 2100s on basically your fastest interval you can make, and you have to really meter your effort. And I think that's a really good skill to learn and a useful tool for swimmers.
Yeah, that's something I've been trying to do a little bit more of lately. Me and Greg were talking about it. But yeah, it just makes you strong. So I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts on the set before we just tell you to warm down 200 and close it out?
Yeah, no, I mean, and you can all if you're doing it long course or something like that, and get creative with it. Like this is a good blueprint for a set. Like you can create your own sets. Anyone can make sets up, right? So,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do 100. We had the set my dad would do where, it was like 100 on 2 minutes and a 200 on three, 300 on four, 400 on five, 500 on six. Like you could do it in an endurance way too,
Hmm.
right? And then go back down. So there's different ways, and I think it's a good way to write sets.
Yeah, for sure. Well, sweet. Yeah, I would just say warm down. Don't just like sit on the lane rope, and unless you have to, I don't know, just try and move on your back, like Greg said. Float around a little bit after this, and then get out of the pool, and then post it on Instagram. Tell everyone how fast you are.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, oh yeah, I got something to say. I think since it's summer and some pools are opening up their long course meters a little bit more. I know my local pool in Ventura is. My hot take is just don't be a jerk. It's not even a hot take, but just be nice. If you're showing up and you're sharing the lane because it's long course, more people have to fit in fewer lanes. Just be nice, and also just like pick your lane appropriately. If they have like a slow, medium, fast lane, please don't be that person who swims very, very slow and breaststroke only in the fast lane. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
No, I'll say one thing on that too. People get so like, oh, my coach told me to do 10 100s on 130, and then like they can't do it exactly like that, and they think it's
Yeah.
like your set's not that important, and your coach
Hmm.
probably just dragged it from Training Peaks anyway, and they probably didn't even think about it. So like, if you have to take a little less rest or a little bit more to get in the flow and not be a out there, it's totally
Hmm.
fine, and your workout's fine, and it's not that important. So you could be adaptable out there.
Yep.
We all live in a society, right?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you get punched in the face during a triathlon swim and you have to change the plan. So use that as an opportunity to adjust your intervals a little bit.
No doubt.
Okay, sweet. Well, I thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. And yeah, if you like it, share it with your buddies or maybe challenge your buddy to do the set with you. And
Mm.
yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel, support us on Patreon if you want these episodes early. So all of our Patreon supporters get the episodes before we even put them out anywhere else. So if you really want those swim workouts quick, yeah, support us on Patreon. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Say peace.